Hey everyone, welcome back. Tonight, I've got something darker than usual. A story about control, guilt, and the thin line between sanity and obsession. If you like stories that make you think twice before turning off the lights, hit that like button, subscribe, and stay until the very end. Because after this one, you might never look at a mirror the same way again.
Room 314. Artem was a psychiatrist. 38 years old. Rational. The kind of man who believed the mind had no secrets left for him. One day, a new patient came in, a man named Oleg Surov. 47, quiet and polite, but with strange stories. "Doctor," he said, "every night I wake up in a room I've never seen before. Empty walls, a single lamp, and a mirror facing the bed. I'm not dreaming. I'm really there." Artem wrote it down. Recurring nightmare. He had heard many cases like this before, nothing unusual. But during the 5th session, something strange happened. When he replayed the recording, he heard breathing, slow, deep breathing, coming from somewhere behind Oleg's voice. He checked the microphone, the wires, the doors. Everything was fine. At the next session, Oleg looked straight at him and said, "Last night, you were in the room too." Artem smiled, thinking it was just part of the delusion. But the next morning, he woke up and remembered everything. The lamp, the walls, the mirror, and his reflection. It was him, but without eyes. He didn't tell anyone. He just sat at his desk and noticed a sheet of paper. On it were the words, "Room 314 is waiting for you." He hadn't written it. He knew that for sure. Later that day, the hospital called. "Doctor, your patient, Oleg Surov, is missing." The cameras shut off at 3:14 a.m. That night, Artem didn't sleep. He sat at his desk, staring at the clock. 3:13, 3:14. The world blinked. And he was there, the same room. Bare walls. A single light above. And on the bed, Oleg, motionless. Artem took a step forward. Then cold hands touched his shoulders. He turned and saw himself. "You're late," the double said. "Now, it's your turn to treat those who stay here." When Artem opened his eyes again, he was back in his office. Everything looked normal. Except now, there was a mirror on the wall. In the reflection stood Oleg, alive, smiling. "Doctor," he whispered, "you promised I'd wake up." Artem grabbed his phone. The screen flickered. 3:14 a.m. He dropped it and ran to the door. But there was no handle. He turned around. The mirror was breathing. He realized then that he was no longer the doctor. He was the next patient. They say Artem's office is still locked. No one uses it anymore. But at night, if you walk down the corridor, you can still hear a faint whisper from behind the door. "Room 314 is waiting." So if you ever wake up in the middle of the night and see a mirror in front of your bed, don't move. Don't look at it. Because maybe, it's not you who's looking in the mirror, but the mirror that's looking at you.